This segment is sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.
Well, like a lot of people in BC, I wake up to this guy every morning. Let me finish that. He delivers something very important to all of us each morning, and that is the weather. I'm joined by a friend and longtime media personality here in this town, Marke Driesschen, who joins us. Welcome,
Thank
sir.
you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. I'm glad you did finish that.
I wanted to make sure that people knew.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
But, you know, seriously, I mean, weather is a very hot topic in the city because it's sunglasses, umbrellas, everything in between.
Right.
How many times you get stopped in the street with people yelling at you like it's your fault?
You know, it's been a chronic problem, you know, occupational hazard. The best part was a guy who was like across the, I was on the Burrard Bridge on my bicycle.
Yeah.
And he was in a pickup truck, and then he broke his truck to a screeching halt, and going on the ground, going, "Where's the sunshine?" You know,
Your fault.
Top of his lungs, you know. Yeah.
You know, you are from the old school of which I belong. I was looking you up, knowing you a long time, as I said, but I didn't know a lot about your early days. You go right from Seneca Radio College.
Seneca College, yeah.
And your first gig as a young guy is the Sioux.
Yeah. Sault Ste. Marie radio. Yeah.
Talk about the radio days, because I'm glad I grew up in that era where radio was really something.
Yeah. I got turned on to radio in high school, and well, first of all, it was AM radio, of course, and then later, as I got a little bit older, FM rock radio was just starting out, right? You know, the whole Tom Donahoe from San Francisco, and you know the kind of underground sort of FM rock station, and I used to listen to it. When I'd be doing my homework, right, and going, oh, gee, I can do that. Play records for 4 hours and talk. I think that would be good, you know. So, and I just, you know, and that really fueled my love for radio. And it got so much that even though I later on I got to be proficient in like theater arts and performing and stuff like that, my passion was to do radio. And so that's what I wanted to do. I never even thought about doing television.
Yeah, I got to say, I love doing television. Done it a long time like you, but I still get a charge when I step into a radio studio.
Absolutely.
That'll never leave.
No.
Well, speaking of that, how did you go to the Sioux, then you go to Saskatoon. You also do Winnipeg. At what point does TV come calling?
TV came in Saskatoon because I was I went to Saskatoon after Sault Ste. Marie. I did a morning and I worked at this FM rock station. Right? I called it the last of the great FM rock stations. And then it got sold to a company that turned it into the best of yesterday, today, and last week.
Of course.
And I lasted another couple of years with them, and then I thought it was kind of like a marriage that wasn't working out. Going, this is not working. So I was, you know, kind of just bouncing around out of work for a while.
Yeah.
Just an out of work radio guy, and a new television station had just opened up there, STV it was called, which is now Global Saskatoon.
Right.
And they came and they asked me to do some work for them, and one of the things they wanted me to do was the weather, because I was filling in because their weather person was going on maternity leave. And I thought, well, David Letterman started this way.
That's true.
Let's see what happens after that.
Yeah.
And I've kind of never looked back. And like I said, never thought I'd be getting into television at all. You know, I thought, well, TV's okay. But, you know,
It's interesting too, because I think doing weather in the prairies, cold, snow, and then hot.
Yeah.
You come here. Did you mean to come here to do weather? What was then UTV? Would have been.
It was UTV. Yeah. I was in Winnipeg, and then George Froelich, who was the news director there at UTV, had seen me in Winnipeg, and he really liked me, and he offered me the job out here. So.
We should talk too about you've done stand-up for almost as long as you've done radio. Is that something?
It's kind of a parallel career, my performing, and you know.
It does make sense that both would be something you'd enjoy.
Right.
Is there something that still again gives you a charge to get up on stage and do that?
Absolutely.
Improv? Yeah.
I don't do. Honestly, I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it because my schedule is crazy.
Sure.
You know, I'm not going to stand around and wait to go on the stage at a comedy club at 11:15.
Well, you're up at 3 a.m., aren't you?
At 3:30. You know, it's not going to work. But I really love doing stand-up. I love doing improv, and you know, it is something. If you can make a whole room full of strangers sort of laugh, and you know, not at you, but what you're saying, that's good.
You have interviewed a lot of big people over the years. I was saying to you before we went on camera that one of our producers, Neil, and myself, you've got somebody that I envy.
You've mentioned this a couple of times.
Obsession, and that would be John Cleese.
John Cleese,
You've interviewed him a bunch of times. Talk about interviewing a sharp, really sarcastic, comedic guy like him.
And the first time it was really intimidating, because I was going to do. He was on a tour to do this Unique Lives series, And it was supposed to be his daughter who was going to do a question and answer with him.
Yeah.
But then it turned out to be me. And of course, I'm just like, so I really didn't know what to expect. I mean, Monty Python were my Beatles, you know, and John Cleese to me was like Lennon and McCartney.
And Lennon McCartney.
So I really didn't know what to expect. I knew he was very sharp, and I knew he could be a little bit, you know, acerbic as well.
Yeah, sure.
But you know, I met him at the sound check, and then his stage manager came over and he said, "Oh, by the way, John, this is Mark. He's going to be your MC." He goes, "Oh, Mark, yes, okay, yes. Listen, well, here's one thing to remember: is there's no such thing as making a mistake. All right, you know,
nice.
we're just going to have a lot of fun, and you know, we'll see whatever happens, and we'll just enjoy ourselves out there, okay?" And boy, it just put me at ease right away. You know?
Is there?
And after that, it was, you know. It was so much fun.
I think my thing has always been too that if they sense that you know what you're talking about in terms of your career, that helps it a lot. Anybody left you'd like to interview?
Oh gosh, I'd love to talk to Jerry Seinfeld. I'd love to talk to. Oh gosh, I was going to say in the music world, I'd love to talk to Dave Grohl. You know?
Oh yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's boy, it gets up early in the morning, folks. But I commend you for doing it all these years. We're former colleagues, of course, at CTV. He delivers the weather, whatever it is, each day. You can see him on CTV Morning Live and look from around town. You got to get back up on stage, sir. I will hold you to that.
I do. Yes, I got to get back upstairs, or I got to have my nap. You know, whatever comes first. Yeah.
Marke Driesschen, look for him every morning on CTV Morning Live, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jim.
Cheers.
This segment was sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.